In today's Farm Report, some in the petroleum industry have tried to link the price of the RIN numbers or renewable identification numbers to gas prices. The ethanol industry vehemently denies that. Cindy Zimmerman with AgriPulse has more.
As the deadline gets closer for EPA to release new proposed volume obligations under the Renewable Fuels Standard, the Renewable Fuels Association has released a new study disputing oil industry claims that the use of RIN credits under the RFS have impacted gas prices.
And there were two key findings. One, that changes in the price of a renewable identification number, or a RIN, did not cause changes in retail gasoline prices over the past year or more. And two, the retail gasoline prices are driven primarily by movements in crude oil prices and the secondary changes in the price spread between domestic and international crude oil levels. And then, of course, vehicle miles driven have had an impact as well. Nowhere in there is the Renewable Fuel Standard Program. Nowhere in there is the price of a RIN.
RFA President and CEO Bob Dinneen says the new analysis also supports the findings of a recent study by a former White House economic advisor who was involved with the approval of EPA's withdrawn 2014 RFS proposal.
Jim Stock, who had been in the White House, was one of the OMB officials that had looked at the RFS and ultimately approved the release of a proposed rule in November of 2013. He has since left, and he writes in a paper last month concluding that RIN prices did not impact consumer gasoline prices. I wish he had had that revelation when he was at OMB, and perhaps we would have had the mess that we're still looking at and dealing with.
The new volume obligation proposal for 2014, as well as 2015 and 2016, is now back at OMB, and Dinneen says they expect to see it not too long after the Memorial Day holiday.
We believe that EPA will meet the deadline that they agreed to and will promulgate a proposal on June 1. We hope that that proposal pays a little bit more attention to the statute and does not further the notion that the blend wall should be a limiting factor on the nation's use of renewable fuels.
Reporting for AgriPulse, I'm Cindy Zimmerman.
The Department of Agriculture's new Regional Development Priority, RDP policy, gives priority to applications for RD programs that include regional partnerships and strategies.
We understand that when we work regionally within states and sometimes across states, we'll be amplifying the resources that are there. And this gives us a new way to ensure that rural areas have access to the kind of infrastructure that helps close the rural-urban divide.
Lisa Mensah, Undersecretary for USDA Rural Development, says that when communities come together and share resources, ideas, and expertise, they develop a cohesive economic strategy and investment in their futures.
We understand that our rural communities have real rich history and knowledge, so our effort to work regionally is a way of adding value to existing resources, leveraging the area expertise to increase economic prosperity.
For information about the funding priority, check the Federal Register. For USDA Radio, Susan Carter, Washington, D.C.